Your future self is begging you to wake up. Don't waste time. Think about it. Any famous star, footballer, or businessman you follow, they were once just like you. They also took small, consistent steps every day, moving the hand of their own clock. But most of these small secrets are rarely shared. Today, I'm going to show you the hidden gems that you probably have never heard before. Remember, your future self is begging you to wake up. Don't waste time. Look, I'm not here to give you some boring lecture. I want to talk to you like a friend, someone who actually cares about where you'll be in 5 years. Because honestly, the choices you make today, right now, in this very moment, they're shaping the person you're becoming. Let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever stayed up late scrolling through your phone, watching videos, playing games, and then suddenly it's 3 a.m.? You tell yourself just 5 more minutes, but hours disappear. The next morning, you feel like trash. You're tired, unmotivated, and you've already lost the morning. Sound familiar? Here's the thing. Nobody tells you. Every single time you choose the easy option, the comfortable option, you're not just losing that moment. You're losing something way bigger. You're losing the trust your future self has in you. Think about it like this. Imagine your future self, maybe 5 years from now, sitting across from you. What would they say? Would they thank you for the choices you're making today? Or would they look at you with regret, wishing you had done things differently? That's what this is all about. Your future self is literally begging you right now. Wake up, stop wasting time. But most people ignore that voice. They keep choosing comfort over growth, instant pleasure over long-term success. And then, one day, they wake up at 30, 35, 40, wondering where all the time went. So, let's break this down into 3 simple steps. These aren't complicated, but they require something most people don't have: honesty with yourself. Ready? Let's go. The first step is all about daily micro-actions. Small, consistent steps that seem meaningless in the moment, but become life-changing over time. Here's what I mean. Let's say you want to get better at something, anything. Maybe you want to learn graphic design, or coding, or get fit, or improve your communication skills. Most people think, I need to do this for hours every day to see results, so they get overwhelmed before they even start. They think, I don't have 3 hours a day for this, so they do nothing. But here's the hidden gem nobody talks about. It's not about massive effort. It's about micro losses and micro wins that add up over time. Let me give you an example. If you study an extra 30 minutes every day, that's 3.5 hours a week. That's 14 hours a month. That's 168 hours in a year. That's literally 7 full days of focused learning, just from 30 minutes a day. Or let's talk gaming. If you practice a specific skill in your favorite game for 20 extra minutes daily, not just playing casually, but actually focusing on improving, in a month, you'll be leagues ahead of where you started. The same goes for social skills. If you push yourself to have one meaningful conversation every day, or read for 15 minutes before bed instead of scrolling, or do 10 push-ups every morning, these seem tiny, almost laughable, right? But the truth is, small actions create momentum. Momentum creates habits. Habits create identity, and identity creates your future. When you skip that 30-minute study session, you're not just skipping 30 minutes, you're reinforcing the identity of someone who gives up when things feel hard. When you choose to scroll instead of read, you're training your brain to seek instant dopamine hits instead of delayed gratification. Let me break down what's really happening in your brain. Every time you choose the easy option, your brain releases dopamine. It feels good in the moment, but your brain starts craving that instant reward more and more. So the next time you need to do something hard, something that requires effort, your brain screams, "No, give me the easy dopamine." This is why starting is always the hardest part. Your brain has been trained to avoid effort and seek pleasure. But here's the crazy part. When you push through and do the hard thing anyway, your brain actually rewires itself. It starts associating effort with reward. It starts craving growth instead of comfort. But most people never get there because they give up too early. They let their brain run on autopilot, chasing instant pleasure. And day by day, they become weaker, more dependent on comfort. And here's the part that hits hard. Every time you make the lazy choice, your future self loses a little bit of trust in you. They think, will I even show up for myself tomorrow? And eventually, that trust is gone. You stop believing you can change because you've proven to yourself over and over that you won't. Think about the last time you made a promise to yourself. Tomorrow, I'll start working out. Next week, I'll begin that project. After this weekend, I'll get serious. How many of those promises did you keep? If you're honest, probably not many. And each broken promise chips away at your self-confidence. Each time you don't show up, you're teaching yourself that your word means nothing, not just to others, but to yourself. That's the micro loss nobody talks about. It's not just the time wasted, it's the trust destroyed. It's the belief in yourself that slowly dies. But it works the other way too. Every time you do the small thing, even when you don't feel like it, you're building trust with your future self. You're proving, I show up, I keep my promises to myself. So the hidden gem here is this. Most people focus on the big wins, the viral moments, the breakthroughs. But success is built in the invisible moments, the moments when nobody's watching, the moments when you're tired, but you do it anyway, the moments when it feels pointless, but you trust the process. That's where champions are made. Not in the gym when everyone's cheering, but at 6 a.m. when nobody cares, and you still show up. Let's move to the second step. Patience combined with time management. This is where most people fail because they want results now. Think about working out. On day 1, you look in the mirror, nothing. Day 7, still nothing visible. Day 30, maybe a tiny bit of change, but nothing crazy. Most people quit here. They say, this isn't working, I'm wasting my time. But here's the hidden gem about patience. Progress is happening even when you can't see it. Your muscles are rebuilding stronger. Your discipline is growing. Your brain is rewiring itself to become more consistent. But you can't see it yet, so you think it's not working. It's like planting a seed. You water it every day for weeks. Nothing happens above ground. But underground, roots are spreading, getting stronger, preparing for growth. Then one day, boom, a sprout appears, and suddenly, growth becomes visible. But if you had given up on day 20 because you saw nothing, you would have missed the breakthrough that was just days away. That's exactly how your goals work. The first 90 days feel like you're getting nowhere, but you're building the foundation that will carry you for years. But they don't see the 1,000 days of invisible effort that got them there. They don't see the mornings they didn't want to wake up but did anyway. They don't see the failures, the setbacks, the moments of doubt. Let me tell you about someone I know. They started learning video editing from YouTube tutorials. For the first 3 months, their videos looked terrible. They got maybe 50 views per video. Most people would quit. But they kept going. Every single day they edited for 1 hour. Month 6, videos looked decent. Month 12, first paid client. Month 24, quit their job, went full-time. Now, 3 years later, they're traveling the world, working remotely, living the dream. But when people ask how they did it, they say, I got lucky. No, they weren't lucky. They were consistent. They showed up for 1,000 days when nobody was watching. That's the invisible effort nobody sees. That's the consistency illusion. Success looks like an overnight thing from the outside, but from the inside, it's years of small, boring, repeated actions. So how do you manage your time to make this happen? Simple. Treat your time like money. If someone asked you for $50 every day for nothing in return, would you give it to them? No way. But you give away hours every day to distractions, to procrastination, to things that don't move you forward. Here's a quick reality check. Calculate how much time you spend on your phone daily. Be honest. Check your screen time right now. Let's say it's 4 hours a day. That's 28 hours a week. That's 1,456 hours a year. That's 60 full days, 2 entire months gone. Now imagine if you took just one of those hours and used it to build a skill, work on a side project, or improve yourself. In a year, you'd have 365 hours of focused growth. That's enough to become dangerous at almost any skill. But most people won't do it because Netflix feels easier, TikTok feels better, gaming feels more fun. And I'm not saying don't enjoy those things. I'm saying be intentional, be aware. Ask yourself, is this moving me forward or keeping me stuck? The hidden gem about time management isn't about doing more. It's about doing less of what doesn't matter so you can do more of what does. Now let's talk about the third step. This is the most important one. Focus on your future self. Motivation plus urgency. Close your eyes for a second and imagine this. It's 5 years from now. Where are you? What are you doing? Are you proud of yourself? Are you living the life you want? Or are you stuck in the same place wishing you had started today? Here's the brutal truth. Your future self is being created right now. Every choice, every action, every moment you choose comfort over growth, that's shaping who you'll become. Let me give you an example. Imagine a student who keeps delaying studying for exams. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll start next week. Tomorrow comes, they scroll, they game, they watch videos. Exam day arrives, they panic, they fail. But the real damage isn't the grade, it's the pattern they've reinforced, the pattern of not showing up for themselves when it matters. Fast forward 5 years, that same person is now in a job interview. They didn't build skills, they didn't work on themselves, and now they're competing against people who did. People who made the small sacrifices daily. People who showed up even when they didn't feel like it. Guess who gets the opportunity? This is what I call the mirror effect. Your future is a reflection of your daily choices. If you want to know where you'll be in 5 years, look at what you're doing today. Are you scrolling or studying? Are you complaining or creating? Are you waiting for motivation or building discipline? Because here's another hidden gem nobody talks about. Motivation is a lie. It comes and goes like the weather. Some days you feel pumped, some days you feel dead inside. If you only work when you're motivated, you'll never build anything. Discipline is what separates dreamers from doers. Discipline is showing up even when every part of you wants to quit. Discipline is doing the boring work when nobody's watching. Discipline is saying no to comfort today so you can say yes to freedom tomorrow. Let me hit you with some real talk. Every time you choose instant gratification over long-term goals, you're betraying your future self. You're telling them, I don't care about you, I care about feeling good right now.
And that's fine if you want a mediocre life. But if you want more, if you want freedom, success, respect, opportunities, you have to start treating your future self like someone you love. Imagine if your future self could send you a text message right now. What would it say? Would it be, thank you for the sacrifices. Thank you for showing up. You changed my life. Or would it be, why didn't you try? Why did you waste so much time? I'm stuck because of your choices. That's real. That's what's happening. Your future is being written by your present actions. Let me give you another perspective. Think about your past self from 5 years ago. What were you doing then? What choices were you making? Now look at where you are today. Are you happy with the results of those choices? Or do you wish you had done things differently? If you're not where you want to be, it's because past you made certain choices. And right now, present you is making choices that will determine where future you ends up. The pattern repeats unless you break it. Here's what most people do. They live in regret about the past and anxiety about the future, but they do nothing in the present. They say, I wish I had started 5 years ago, but they're not starting today either. So 5 years from now, they'll say the same thing again. Because your future self is begging you. They're on their knees pleading with you to wake up, to stop wasting time, to start building now. But you can't hear them yet. because they don't exist yet. They only exist if you create them through your actions today. Here's the reality versus expectation contrast that nobody talks about. You expect success to feel magical, like a movie, but in reality, it's boring. It's repetitive. It's unglamorous. It's doing the same small thing every day, even when it feels pointless. You expect motivation to carry you, but in reality, discipline carries you, systems carry you, habits carry you. You expect results to come fast, but in reality, results come slow, then all at once. So what's the cost of ignoring all this? What happens if you keep living on autopilot? Let me paint the picture. 5 years from now, you're scrolling through social media. You see someone your age who's living the life you wanted. They're traveling, they're successful, they're confident, and you think, how did they do it? They're so lucky. But they're not lucky. They just started 5 years ago when you were scrolling. They made the boring choice every day when you made the easy choice. They built while you waited. And now the gap is so wide it feels impossible to catch up. That regret, that's the cost. That's what happens when you ignore your future self. But here's the good news. You still have time. Today is day 1, or it's day 365, or it's day 1000. It doesn't matter where you are. What matters is what you do next. So here's my challenge for you. Pick one small action, just one. Maybe it's studying for 30 minutes daily. Maybe it's working out for 15 minutes every morning. Maybe it's reading 10 pages before bed. Maybe it's practicing a skill for 20 minutes. Just one small thing, and commit to it for 30 days. Not because it will change your life in 30 days, but because it will prove to yourself that you can keep a promise. And once you prove that, everything changes. You start trusting yourself again. You start believing you can achieve bigger things. You start building momentum. Because here's the final hidden gem. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. You don't need to do everything. You just need to do one thing and do it every day. That's how you build trust with your future self. That's how you move the hand of your own clock forward. That's how you go from average to exceptional. Now it's your choice. Start small, consistent steps today, or let your future self regret it tomorrow. Start now, because your future self is begging you to wake up. Remember, every famous person you admire was once where you are now. They weren't special. They weren't chosen. They just refused to give up on the small, boring daily actions that nobody else wanted to do. So what will it be? Will you keep scrolling and pretending you'll start tomorrow? Or will you close this video, pick your one action, and start building today? Your future is waiting. Your future self is watching. Don't let them down. The clock